going to take a harbor cruise on Cruise San Diego's newest flagship, the Spirit of San Diego.
When we come back, Harrison Ford speaks out on his public roles and private image.
I don't think I've ever actually said that I hate to do interviews. I mean, that certainly, clearly that's the impression that most people have.
What a great day for a cruise on the bay, huh?
I love San Diego. Well, our next story is about Harrison Ford. You know, his acting career didn't start out too well. He was fired at one point by 2 studios because he refused to play the Hollywood game. And at another point, he left the business entirely and built houses full-time.
That was long before Han Solo, Indiana Jones, Working Girl, and Witness. Now just about anybody with a script and a spare $10 million wants to hire him for their films. But as you're about to see, this is one man that can't be bought.
This month's issue of Vanity Fair proclaims him the leading man in Hollywood as he continues his crusade to battle the indie image.
Well, it's my ambition to do something different each time. And so I choose characters that I think will lead down a different path.
This modest, self-contained star won't admit to it, but he is hot property. One of his former directors, Mike Nichols, calls him the Ferrari of actors.
Carolyn Paulhamus was murdered last night. Some creep got into her place somehow and strangled her. Just catch me a bad guy.
Many are calling this the most riveting performance of his career. But is Harrison playing the good guy again or the bad guy? Well, you'll just have to see the suspense thriller Presumed Innocent, based on the best-selling novel by Scott Turow. Harrison takes on the complicated role of Rusty Savage, an assistant prosecuting attorney who finds himself accused of murder.
How can you think that I could do a thing like that?
I chose it because I thought it was an interesting character, that his relationships with the other characters was interesting.
To say that he is understated is an understatement, but this former carpenter turned actor has built himself a powerful career, from larger-than-life heroes like Indiana Jones to the eccentric intellectual in Mosquito Coast. He was nominated for an Academy Award in Witness and got critical raves in Working Girl. And in Presumed Innocent, he brings a new intensity and vulnerability to the screen.
It's gonna be so good.
He may not reveal much off-screen, but on-screen he becomes a man obsessed. His character, Rusty, gets swept up in a steamy, ill-fated affair with a colleague, Carolyn Paulhamus, played by Greta Scacchi.
Is that still difficult for you to do as an actor, the love scene?
No, it's really not. It's no different than any other kind of scene. You have an obligation to express an idea. And it's not just a love scene, it's a particular love scene between 2 particular people.
Well, this particular love scene is pivotal to the movie. It is as steamy as Harrison Ford is methodical when he describes it, so we tried to loosen him up a bit.
Have you ever been obsessed with someone?
I had a 4th grade teacher that I came dangerously close to being obsessed with.
So you used that for this film?
No, I don't think I've ever had that kind of relationship or felt that.
If Harrison is obsessed with anything, it's privacy. He lives about as far away from Hollywood as you can get, on a ranch in Wyoming.
Can you have a relatively normal life? I'm sure you fight to have that, to preserve it.
I plan to have it. It's important to me to have it. And so I do the best I can to create circumstances which will allow it.
He credits his second wife, Melissa, with helping him to be a happier person.
We just have a very good and stable relationship. She's a screenwriter, as you may know, so she knows a good deal about the business and how it all works. And more than that, I really can't say.
He can swallow success, but still swallows hard when asked about his personal life. Harrison Ford is a reluctant celebrity, a Hollywood maverick whose biggest problem is trying to be just an ordinary guy despite extraordinary fame.
Even though he talked to us, I still feel like we don't really know him. You know what I mean?
He's always so serious.
Private guy. I guess that's it. Anyway, between the Star Wars and the Indiana Jones series, Harrison Ford has starred in 5 of the 10 most successful movies of all time, and he's not the only member of his family to hold that record.
His wife is Melissa Matheson, and she was one of the writers for the screenplay on E.T., which, of course, was a huge hit. They just gave birth to their second child, and he has 2 children from a previous marriage.
And coming up next on PM Magazine, a behind-the-scenes look at homosexuals in baseball.